Welcome back, students. As you know that in the previous lecture we discussed the character of Porsche, I think. Now today in this lecture we shall be discussing the most important character of this chapter and of the play as well. So the character that we are about to discuss is the character of Shylock, the villain, the antagonist. Shylock is if Antonio is the protagonist, then Shylock is the antagonist of this play. Talking about Shylock, I have, as you can see, I've divided his character into certain points. As far as his physique is concerned, Shylock is an old man. He's a Jew by religion, so he's an old Jew. He has a long beard. The first point that as you can see is he's an old Jew. He has a long beard and his back is bent. So he has long beard and bent back. He wears a long cloak and he appears older than he is. So this is about his physique. He's an old Jew. He has long beard and bent back. He wears a long cloak and he appears older than he is. Now the second part of this character is we'll be talking about his wisdom. Talking about his wisdom, it is said that Shylock, in the play, Shylock appears to be very clever. He's very clever. He has sharp intelligence, and he's always busy in. As you can see, he's always busy in exploiting others. How does he exploit others? As he's a cunning usurer, he's a cunning money lender. He's a cunning money lender. He lends money to the Christian merchants, to the people on high interests. So he's always busy. His mind is full of tricks and techniques in exploiting others. Okay, this is about his wisdom. He's very clever. He possesses sharp intelligence. He's always busy in exploiting others. His mind has possesses the tricks and techniques of exploiting others. He's a cunning usurer, a money lender, and his love for, now we shall be discussing another point, Shylock's love for money. As far as his love for money is concerned, Shylock is, in the play, he's hungry for money. He gives loan to others on high interests. And when it is time to get his payment back, he exacts the payment with such severity that he is hated by all good men. He is hungry for money. He gives loan to others on high interests, and in this way he has turned into a famous wealthy Jew. Okay, so this is this love for money. He's hungry for money. He gives loans to others on high interests. He has turned into a famous wealthy Jew. Okay, his mind is filled with tricks and techniques for earning money and amassing wealth. He's hungry for money. He gives loan to others on high interests. His mind is filled with tricks and techniques for earning money and accumulating wealth. So in this way, thus he's turned into a famous wealthy Jew. Now talking about his morality, since he's the villain. He's the villain of the play. He's immoral, he's rude, and he's inhuman. To him, there is no importance of morality before earning money. There is no importance of morality before earning earning money. Okay, so this is it. Talking about his morality, since he's the villain of the play, he is shown as immoral, rude, and as an inhuman character. For him there is no importance. Money, morality holds no water in front of money. For him, to him there is no importance of morality before earning money. Okay. Now we shall be discussing his another point. He's a revengeful character, as is shown in the play. He has this intention to take revenge from Antonio. He intends to take revenge from Antonio. Why? What is the reason? The reason is that Antonio abuses him publicly. For what? Antonio abuses him for his hard-hearted usury. Antonio not only hates him for his hard-hearted usury, Antonio also calls him an unbeliever, as Antonio is a Christian by religion. So there is this anti-Semitic feeling. In this way, we can say that Shylock demonstrates the theme of anti-Semitism of this play. Shylock by religion is a Jew. Antonio by religion is a Christian. So Antonio hates him, abhors him a lot, not only for his hard-hearted usury. But what hard-hearted usury, as I said earlier, this point that Shylock's mind is filled with tricks and techniques for accumulating wealth. He lends money to the Christian merchants at high interests, and then he exacts the payment with such severity that he is hated by all men, particularly by Antonio. And Antonio not only hates him for his hard-hearted usury, but also Shylock is a Jew, and Antonio calls him an unbeliever. Antonio abuses him publicly, criticizes his usury, calls him a dog, calls him a cur, a dog of mixed breed, calls him an unbeliever, spurns, kicks him in the market, in front of other merchants, calls him unbeliever, spits on him. So in this way, Shylock is said to be, Shylock always has, in his mind that he'll take revenge of all the insults that he received at the hands of Antonio. So Shylock was looking for a chance to take revenge, and he was lucky. Shylock gets the chance. You remember how that when Antonio goes to him for borrowing the money for his friend Bassanio, Shylock asks him to sign the bond that if he fails to repay the money within the 3 months period, then Shylock would be entitled to a pound of flesh. But then it was Portia who saved the life of Antonio. Okay, so Shylock is revengeful. He intends to take a revenge from Antonio, as Antonio abuses him publicly, calls him the dog, calls him cur, calls him an unbeliever, kicks him in the market in front of other merchants, spits on him, and Antonio hates him for his hard-hearted usury, and also for that Shylock is a Jew. Okay, so now the last point that we shall be discussing about his character is his communal beliefs. Okay, Shylock is cruel, is cunning, he's intolerant to Christians. Okay, he's cruel, he's cunning, he's intolerant to Christians, and we can say that he's an example of an ideal Jew, as he hates Christians. Okay, so this is all about the character of Shylock. Hope this will be helpful for you. Now in the next lecture we shall be discussing the themes of this chapter, Merchant of Venice. Allah Hafiz.